Hi guys, Squirrel here, and welcome to another episode of my realistic playthrough of Derail Valley. As you may know, we're down at the harbour. We just did a big drop at the harbour, and we're about to take a steam locomotive up to the city south to get it repaired. Since my last video, there's been a big update to Derail Valley. We're now on B99.4, and lots of new stuff has been added, some of which I'm not going to touch because I know it's a bit bugged out. Thankfully, the mods that I use have been, well, one of them has been updated and the rest are still working. One of the most notable things about the patch notes that I read through was it said the sun, the moon and the stars are now visible, which haven't been since B99. I have commented in my videos that it would be nice to see the sun. I can see the stars now. I don't see the moon yet. It might not be a moonlit night. But I hadn't really noticed that there weren't any stars. And now it's been pointed out to me. I now realise they've returned. So I'm looking forward to the sunrise and seeing what the sun looks like. Anyway, I'm going to pop into the shop and buy some bits, and then we'll get started. Now in this new update, there's a lot of new things, a lot of new gadgets. Some of which I'm going to buy, some of which I'm not going to touch for now. The biggest culprit for me is the nameplate, which is around here somewhere. This one. I bought that, and I just had a quick play with it and managed to hang my game. So I'm not going to touch that one for now. I'm going to leave that well alone. I've also heard the label maker's a bit dodgy, but it's definitely something I'm looking forward to, because I think in one of my videos, not that long ago, I mentioned I would love to be able to make labels. Now, these things can hold 12 small items, so I'm going to buy... I'm just going to get 3 of those. A briefcase is actually thinking about it. Do you know what? It'd be nice to have briefcases for all kinds of things, wouldn't it? Let's get a few of those. You've got these little folders that hold 8 pieces of paper. I'm not going to get that because there's actually a better one called a registrator that we can get from City West that will hold like 24 pieces of paper. So I'm not going to bother with that. I can't remember how many sand we have, but you can now paint default like company logos and stuff. So I'm going to make sure we've got a few of these kicking around. And the same with the DVRT paint, if I can find that. I'm sure I just saw the DVRT paint. There it is. 1, 2, 3. We'll get 4 of them. I think I've got a couple. And while I'm here, if I remember, that's where we can get the pocket watch. So we'll finally pick up the pocket watch as well. And I think that's going to do us for now. I don't want any more gadgets in the current build. We'll perhaps get some more later. But how much is that? Nice, 79 grand. What the heck? I'll take the pocket watch with me. If I can get hold of it. No. Okay, I'm just gonna not take the pocket watch because apparently they've not done anything about that yet. So... Hey, the pocket watch, thank you. We'll let the rest respawn back at the shed. Okay, let's jump back into the train. We've got a big train to deliver. We've still got this to do. If you remember, we arrived and dropped some stuff off, and this was the one that was left. We're not going to get the bonus out of this, it's fine. We're going to take the drop up and then get that steam loco into the museum. Now, if you remember, we left the other job, the remaining job, we left it here on the entrance to the harbour. So we just need to hook back up to it. That should do very nicely indeed. It's really difficult to see these cable connectors, isn't it? Blimey, there it is. Right, now if I remember, I put 2 handbrakes on. 1, 2, I'll just double check I didn't put 3 on. No, I didn't. Okay. Right, all the switches are set. We're just going to push this all the way up. Obviously, it's a bit difficult pushing something up because you're not actually at the front of the train, so this is not advisable. Probably not even legal, is it, in the train world? But it's going to suit us just fine. We'll get this pushed up, delivered into, I think it was B2... Oh, wait, hang on. Bit of wheel slip. Get it delivered into B2I, City South, where are you? Yeah, so we're coming into B, and then we're going to go into, 1I. B1I is our drop. There it is. And then we'll basically pull the steam loco off the back, probably with the DE2 that's in the museum. We'll just pull the steam loco off the back of this thing, shove it in the museum, and get started. Well, would you take a look at that? There's the moon. The moon makes a return. The harbour does look so good at night. Look at that. Yeah, that actually is very nice. I get back inside, it's a bit quieter, but if I just crouch down a little bit, you've got the lovely lit harbour now, and all the stars, and the moon, and it looks pretty good. There's also been some performance updates to B99, as well as a whole bunch of items. They've changed the prices on things. There's a lot going on in this update. But they've improved VRAM usage, FPS, you name it, so it's all in all a good update, but I think there are a few bugs around the label printing and the nameplate. I'm going to stay clear of those for a little bit, but there are some nice gadgets they've added, and even a checklist for brakes, which is hilarious. Here we are, arriving at the museum. It's at this point that you really hope that you've set your switches correctly. And there's one thing you may notice about the museum that's different in B99.4. The lights are not on. They are off by default, and you have to go and switch them on. I need to find the switch. I don't even know where it is. There's B1I. That will do us nicely. Okay, I'm going to cut that off. Put the old handbrake on. Disconnect it from there. Wow, it's misty. And then we'll run down here, following the green light, because that's where the station is. Yeah, so inside the museum, all the lighting that used to automatically come on and go off at night is now switchable. By default, it doesn't turn on, which I think is interesting. So we need to find the switch, which is on one of the uprights somewhere. Let's get this job out. Hopefully I've done this correctly. Hey, 82 minutes over 77. Do you know what? That, 5 minutes over the bonus, I could have probably even got that. I actually went to the shop as well, didn't I? What's this? Paper. Why is there a ream of paper? Okay. Really? A4 paper? On the toilet? Yikes. I'd rather not. Right, let's get over to the museum, see if we can find this switch. Past the fuel station, which you never see anybody using. How much is fuel? Well, 0. Right, where are you? Oh, this is kind of weird, isn't it? It's very, very dark. The problem with this approach is this here. There you go. The problem with that is you need to know where the light switch is, and in the dark you can't see the light switch, but now I know where it is. It's just here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we've got DM3 over there. We need to do that up as well as this steam. We've got the D2 here, so we're going to basically use this to pull. Oh, I've not mapped my keys. I need to map my... All the key bindings I've got reset. So I had to go through and do all my key bindings. And they're now in settings, which is a lot better. If you go to controls and control bindings, they're all in here. And you can set them, which is wonderful. The downside is it completely reset everything, and I haven't set the hotkeys for this, so I need to do that. Alright, so there we go. I just mapped my page up and page down key to the turntable, clockwise, anti-clockwise. And it means if you stand near this thing, you can just operate it with the page up, page down keys, which is good. I'm going to reverse this out, because that means I can get hold of the steam loco and push it back in. I should have hooked that up. There we go. Okay, we'll jump on board. Make sure I haven't messed anything up. Now, if we remind ourselves of City South, we should be coming out here, so we just need to watch that we're not going to meet the back of the train. We shouldn't do. The train should be here somewhere. We should have plenty of room. Where's the steam? Diesel, DH4, it's here. It's in the dark there. Can barely see it. Yeah, there we go. So we need to pass this switch here. We'll have to go and get the part for it before we can actually fix it up, which means a trip to the machine factory. There she is. Right, if I get out, jump over here. I wonder if they did any work on the physics. Just watching what the cars are doing. Because the previous build, when the loco got near the cars, they all started jumping around. It didn't seem to do it as much this time. Let's get that on there. Also, I don't know if you know this or not, but if you bring up your little remote thing and go over to LED, it actually has a little LED light on it, which can be useful if you forgot to bring your torch. But I don't know if people know that or not. But anyway, let's get over here. We're going to disconnect it from this one. That's already got a handbrake on. Undo that. And if I can find the actual pipe connector. There we go. I think we should be good to go. Yeah, it doesn't want to move. I definitely didn't put the handbrake on this thing. No? Is it just really, really, really heavy? It doesn't want to move that, does it? Look at this. Turn that off a second. Something's not right here. The handbrake on that is definitely in the off position. Did I connect all the brake pipes correctly? Maybe it's not cut out in here. That was the brake cut. It is cut there. We'll just double check the brakes are cut in here. Aha! That would explain it. This thing had been sat in the museum with the brakes cut out, and that's why it wasn't operating the brakes properly. I'm surprised I managed to stop properly. Okay, we're moving now. That's good. Now, we do need to get all of our locomotives into the service yard, but I'm not going to do it in the museum because it's a bit awkward. I'd rather just drive them into a... So I might just drive back to the harbour with the other stuff. We will, of course, have to bring with us the loading platform to carry the part that we need for the 282. I can't remember if we already fitted the DM3. It's been such a while ago. I can't remember. But anyway, we'll get this put away. And then when we park it here, it should activate the job to go and get the part for it. Hey! All the missing parts. Lovely. Get rid of that. Now, we will put the handbrake on it this time. Oh, fell down the hole. Okay, let's go and have a look over here to see what jobs have been ordered. 30,000. Let's pay that. It says total paid, running gear, 30,000. Take a utility vehicle to the museum, blah, 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 blah. Now, I can't remember if we have to bring the DM3 part or whether we already did that. I'm trying to think what we did in a previous video. Same with the S282. I think the DM3's already had its part fitted, hasn't it? I think the 282 now needs its part fitting, but we haven't got the S282 yet. We haven't found it, I don't believe. So I think I just need to take one of these, but I think I'm just going to drag them both up there anyway, just in case I'm wrong about that. So if I basically pull this out now and shove it on the back of our train over there, and then we can head down to the harbour, find some work, and get ourselves up to the machine factory to get those bits. Right, here we are. So we've got the two parts carriers. Let's get them loaded on the back. A little bit tough. Not too bad. Let's put that on there. And we shall disconnect. Lovely. And that is that train set. Put the D2 back in the museum, and then we'll see what time it is. I might just drive straight down there in the night, actually. I think it's only like midnight, 1 AM or something. I might go down to the harbour and then possibly sleep till the morning. We'll see. Oh, back at the harbour. We've got everything with us. And I'm just going to get everything serviced up and ready for our next journey. To stop on that yellow marker. Just about there. Yep, 1 of 5. Perfect. I used the DH4 to shunt everything down here because it's more fuel efficient and it's mostly downhill anyway. Let's just kill that. We'll also turn off the daylights. Right, let's get this all serviced, and then we might just sleep till morning, and then we'll have a look at what the jobs are available for us. Right, so I've lined up all the jobs. I've thrown away ones that I definitely don't want to do, and I've even brought one of the military ones in there, just so we can compare. Down this column, we've got the goods factory stuff. I'm not really sure if I want to go to the goods factory. Well, I do want to go because there's a toolbox, a battery charger, and a shovel mount, which is new at the goods factory. But my primary goal really is to get to the machine factory, where there's also a whole bunch of things that I want to get. And there's some things at City West I want to get as well, such as the registrator I think we can get from there, and a coloured folder, which is interesting. I've not seen any of these new things. I just want to go and play with them. This column here has got the machine factory. This is somewhere I do want to go, and you can see we've got a couple of decent paying ones here, plus a small one. But given that that's going to C3I and C4I, you probably just take both anyway and drop them. That's going to E. Now, that's obviously the military yard, and if you remember that page there, with the military yard being here, I think we'd probably come in, drop the E ones, pull forward, and go back and finish with the E. So I imagine E would be the last thing we'd get, and we may or may not get the bonus. They're quite generous, 98 minutes. There's a steel mill job, which is interesting, because, you know, we know that the steel mill, being what it is, if we're going this way to Machine Factory in City West, steel mill is here. So we could just completely ignore it, or we could sort of pull past and reverse and make a drop. It kind of depends on the value of it, and given 30k, I would say it's probably not worth risking not getting the bonus on these other ones. I don't think it's worth it. If it was a big paying job, then yes. So I think, as nice as that is, we'll probably discount that one. City West, these are C3I and C4S, and City West is they're both dropping the C yard at City West, which is this here. So 4S would be there. We'd probably have to push some things back. That might slow us down a little bit, and then that will be an immediate drop. So, you know, we could just take this. This is paying 92k, so I think this is our primary job. And this is small potatoes, really. We could take it, but given we're going to have to probably shove things around, I'd say not, because it will probably risk the other jobs. So I'm kind of honing in on what I want to do. The oil refinery out the way, so not for today. The farm is a possibility. It's a drive-through drop usually. B2I is there, so it will just be straight in and drop. So we could potentially do that because it's on the way, and not we just have to slow down and hand it in really. And then the food factory is completely in the wrong direction. And then the iron mine west is one of those that, you know, we could do after the machine factory drop. But it doesn't pay a huge amount, and I don't really want to go to the iron mine west. So I think we're probably looking at this lot, and maybe we want to take something out of it. Goods factory in town, for example. All of these here, they're going to have to go because we're not going to the goods factory in town. So that leaves us with that. So it's those 5 jobs. So the order would be, this would be the last. This would be on the end of the train. We basically pick that up first. Drop that off first. Then we're going to be going city west. So it would be something like this. We know that the military job will be the last thing we'll drop off. And then really, I suppose, you would take your high value one and drop that off as soon as you could. And so you'd end up with something like that. This is the order of pickup. We pick this up first, pick this up, pick this up, pick this up, pick this up, and then we drop reverse order. So we drop that, city west, machine factories, and then military base machine factory. That is going to be the jobs. So I'm going to pick those up now and go and get everything assembled, and then we can start heading out. I'm halfway through assembling these. This is the 3rd one here, and the other 2 are just over there. But I can confirm that the sun is back in Derail Valley. How cool's that? I've seen the sun, I've seen the moon, I've seen the stars. And I have to say, the game looks better for it. It really does. Right, that is everything assembled. We now need to just get the train ready. I've started this DE6, but I had this one brake cut out because I started it later. So I'm going to cut that one in. I'm going to start this DE6 as well. We're going to run with 2 of them. Because of the weight of what we've got uncovered. And I'm going to turn off my DH4 now. I was using that for shunting until it got too much. I'm going to brake cut that one out. There we go. So now we're just running 2 DE6s. And the remote is attached to the DH4. That should be plenty. I worked out that the total weight of the cargo is 1,586 tons, so 1,586 tons is what we're looking at on the cargo itself. These don't weigh particularly large amounts. I've not really included those, like 10 tons here. Anyway, it's enough for 2 D6s to handle anyway, all of that. Total length, well, the cargo's 600 meters. If you add that to our locomotives come in at about 70 meters. Plus we've got an extra couple of cars. So all in, we're probably looking at about 720, something like that. Just need to hand all this in. We'll check out the weather forecast. It looks like it's going to be misty. Now that sometimes means wet. So I think we need to get out of here quickly. Before we do that, let's of course get ready with our journey. So we're going to go with our switching. If I can get the right page up. We've got the harbour. We've got a right turn coming out of the harbour. Right turn, left turn through here. Right turn, right turn. We're going to go left turn. Not going to steel mill. Down through steel mill. Orwell Central. Keep right into City West. Keep left and then up towards the machine factory. So the first thing we're going to hit is going to be the farm. And the farm drop is onto B2I. So if we just go to the farm and get that ready. We're going to be coming in from the east, which is here, into B, and then left, right into B2I, disconnect. The train length is on the limit of the wireless signal. We can fix that now because there is a new gadget we can buy thanks to the latest update, but we need to go and get that from to the machine factory or the goods factory. I can't remember. I think it's the machine factory, which is where we're going. Yeah, remote signal booster. Then we're going to go through the Orwell Central, which is going to be left and then right, left, straight through, over to City West. City West is keep right, stop here and reverse. Keep right into C. Which are we going into C? That's the question. We've got 3I and then... What have we got after 3I? Is it just 3I? Okay, just 3I. Yeah, because we decided it wasn't worth taking the other one. So left, then right, left will drop us into 3I. Then we're on our way up towards the coal power plant, which is this. And we just need to check. There you go. It was set that way, so we'd have ended up in that loop. So we keep right past there and then towards a machine factory. And the machine factory drop order is going to be C3I, then C4I, and then E3I. So right, left, C3I, which is right, left, right, left, and then reverse drop into 4I, and then finally, after we've set our other switches, let me just check those. So we come out of that and then reverse back. As we reverse back here, we keep into that loop, and we go into E into 3I, I think it was. So that's right, and then left, right, left, 3I. Double check that. Yes. Okay. We are ready to go here. Everything's prepped as best as it can be, so we'll just start handing them in. Okay. I think it was a little bit too quick for the machine. Let's get that into forward and get the brakes releasing. And then casually sprint. Yep, and once we made all our drops, we then move into the loading bay and get the parts loaded. That's the general plan. But we can knock off that now. Just have the side lights on. There you go. So, I mean, it is quite long. You see the back of it there. And all in all, net weight is around about 2,000 tons, just over, for everything. With 1,500 cargo. We're going to get lens sets. It's about 720, that'll do it. It doesn't need to be accurate. As long as it's in the right range, right ballpark, and it's not less than, that'll be fine. And then, yeah, get our speed up to 40, and out we go. Oh, just approaching the farm, coming up on our first drop. Just slow it down a little bit. And B2I is confirmed. I'll just start that, give me an idea when to jump out. We're looking for the back of the train to be in this section, but it's only the rear, what, for 5 cars? Just keep that rolling. And they don't have to be in a certain position, they can be anywhere inside the start and end boundary of that yard. I'm going to jump out here though, I think. Right, there's the back there, I think. Those orange cars need to be in here. But the signal range, like I say, we're pretty much at the limit, so I'm probably going to stop this relatively early so the cars are towards the back, but we're still in range of that locomotive. There's the tankers, and it's immediately after the tankers, if I remember, because you got that then there. It's been a lovely day. I mean, it said it was going to be hazy on the forecast, but seems to be absolutely fine. Expensive cars there. Lovely styling. Okay, I reckon anywhere here would be fine now. That's well within the range, so I'm just going to whack brakes on there, I think. And we'll get the car brake on that one. I should really have used the stopwatch that I bought. I forgot we actually bought that. Come on, let me through, let me through. Good grief. There we go. Right, it's this job. 40k, well within time. The first drop is complete. On to the next one. Now that drop that we just made, let me just work this out. Is that 204? Yeah, okay. So that's 91 meters off the back of that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That should be roughly the length of our train. And with this one, we're making 2 drops at C3I. I also want to go over to the shop at City West because we can get the registrator. The registrator is a new item that basically you can put 24 pieces of paperwork in it. I'm not exactly sure what it's for, but my thinking is it's for the licenses that we have. I'm thinking, because they're the only thin pieces of paper that I know of apart from this, I guess. Maybe you're meant to put them in a folder, but I don't really want to put these in a folder. Maybe if you have a ton of them, you know, more than you've got inventory space for, maybe they'll use it then, but I'm thinking that for the licenses, so I'm just going to buy one and see what it does. You can also get coloured folders as well, and the folders hold about, I think it's like 10 pieces of paper or something. So we've got a couple of bits to pick up at City West, but the majority of our purchasing is going to be up at the machine factory. There's some really cool gadgets that are available now, like sensors that you can put on the front and back of the train so it detects when it's getting near things, which is really cool. A defect detector, which basically tells you if there's a problem on your train, like I think it detects damage and things like that. There's some high-tech headlights you can get and tail lights, like little flashy LED lights. They're just for styling. They don't do anything like what we've got here. They're just for show, really. Then you've got a battery charger. So the battery charger is interesting because we never actually got the caboose. The caboose is one of the things on our list to get. And one of the things the caboose has is a battery charger in it. So this thing is charged from solar. There's a battery indicator there. You don't often run out on it. It depends how many night ops you do. But they've removed the battery charger from the caboose and now made it an item that you can install. So in theory, you could put a battery charger in here somewhere and then dock your remote into it and charge it back up. Same thing with your flashlight here, this thing. That's the same. It's got a battery level on it. You can plug that in and charge it up. There's a remote signal booster, which is again something that you used to only get from the caboose. So the range of this signal can now be boosted by putting the signal booster on your locomotive instead of having a caboose in your train. So that kind of makes me wonder what the benefit of a caboose is anymore, because they've removed all the reasons for having it, and they've also made it cheaper to spawn the caboose. So I don't know. We'll unlock it anyway. And then there's a mount stand. The mount stand's interesting. It's like a stand that you can put in here. Put it anywhere, really. I suppose you put it there or there. It's like a stand, and you can either put gadgets on it, or you can put this fancy new gadget on it that lets you control your train. So lots of stuff to look at, but our primary goal at the moment is to get all these drops done. Where are we now? Okay, we're coming up to the speed limit, 30 limit bend, which is this one here. Get the dynamic brakes on. With 2 D6s and a slug, the dynamic brake just becomes OP. It's so good. Look at that. Just shaves that speed off. Right, this is the back of our train. Just like get the brake on, I think. Now, the main weighty drops are these here, the City West drops. They're about just over 1,000 tons between them. So as soon as we've made these drops, we're definitely going to turn off one of those D6s. Just about in range, look at that. And we'll jump on the back. And we're hitching a ride into C3I. City West, where are you? There we go. So now we're going right, right, left, right, left, C3I. Oh, you scumbag. You scumbag game. Was I just a fractionally over that junction? Wow. That's the marker there. That's where the switch moves. I must have had one wheel just still on that. And it's pushed it back. It's going to cost us a bit of time. A couple of minutes. We should be fine. It's just annoying. Okay, so I think I was getting mixed up a little bit. We're only making one drop here. The next one is actually machine factory drop. So that's going to get rid of 600 tons. We're still left with about... Yeah, we can still run it with one DE6. We're left with about 800-ish tons, which is fine. So we'll drop this off. This is the one I think that pays really well. Yeah, that should do it. This is the big one. Is this the 90k? Yes, it is. This is the big one. Really making those hazmat licenses repay themselves. That's what this job's about. Let's disconnect that. Right, let's get over and hand this in. We'll also run over to the shop. The shop is actually over here somewhere. Station's there. Where's the shop? Over there somewhere. Oh yeah, 140k. 33 out of 86 minutes. Lovely. Nothing going to the machine factory. The unload job on that pays 60 with a bonus 90. But look, it has 3 lots of storage, and those A storages, A3S, A1S, they're a bit of a pain. Still, that is very good money for what is basically a shunting operation. There's the shop. Whee! Right. There's the coloured folder, the blue folder. There's the registrator, which is basically what we call a box folder in the UK. I'll buy one of them, we'll have a look at it. We don't need DVRTs. So that's the normal colour folder. This is the other colour folder. I might just buy one of them for a laugh. Don't need a boombox. What else have we got? All the flags. Even more flags. Sand cans we've got. Briefcases we have. I might buy another 2 briefcases actually. We can afford them. Let's splash out. What else do we need? Ooh, orange folders. A wooden crate and a file box. Container used to organize small items. Container maybe used to organize... You see, these never used to do anything. Pre-update 99.4, everything would just clip out of them. But now, we can actually use these boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can actually use boxes to organize things, which is slightly exciting for people who like tidy sheds. Okay, 6.5 grand. They can all just spawn into each other. And we'll release the brakes. Get this thing slowly moving. Actually, what I'll do, I'll cancel that power. We'll get in here. We'll turn that one off. And then we'll get out of here. Lovely, so we've got some nice items waiting for us. When we get to the machine factory, we've also got some more items that we're going to buy. And then I'll have to organise them in the shed. and try and work out how these folders and boxes work, because I've not even played with them yet. Let's try and get some speed going quickly. So the next drop is... we've got a C3I drop at Machine Factory, a C4I reverse drop, and then pull forward reverse into the military base. And then we are done. Well, here we are at the Machine Factory. It was a little bit of a slog up that hill. I mean, I had to use full power to get up there. We have got a lot of extra luggage going on here, but I could have done it easily with 2, but it just didn't seem right. 1 can do the job, you know? Okay, C yard and 3 eyes just there. Looks like it's set correctly, and then 4 eyes right next to it on the right. Just there. Oh, I recognise that. That's a lot of cars. Oh, it's trams that pays the most, isn't it? Yeah, cars pay okay as well, but trams are the real killer. I was going to say, a major job there, possibly. Right, let's jump out here. Remind ourselves, we've got 3 nitrate. It's coming off 3i. Okay, so it's where the nitrates are. It's not them, surely. Oh, hang on. Oh, yeah. Okay. Remove the brakes. So basically, this needs to be roughly at the front there, because these are going into 4i. So if I go here, it'll let me disconnect these and remote pull these forward and start reversing them back into the station's only there, so we may as well do both drops and then go and hand stuff in. Double check that. So that should be FH42, which it's not. FH42, which it is. And that should be FH36. Perfect. Right, you can go forward. You can have your brake, parking brake applied. And that should be within boundaries, although it looks a bit suspiciously like it's not, doesn't it? Oh, what? Hang on a sec. That's fine. Where's the joint? The joint is there. So technically that's okay. Although it's beyond the marker board, it should be fine. Just going to get that beyond that switch now. Which it is. That's the one we want. And we're looking for the rear 3 cars, the ammonium cars, the rest of the military. So we'll disconnect these 3, get that moving forward, go and hand these jobs in, and then reverse into military, and we should hopefully get the bonus on all of these. And honestly, the weather forecast has not really materialized, like the whole misty, unless it just meant misty. Last time I saw those symbols, it was more than misty, it was actually kind of drizzly. Or if it just means hazy sunshine, then it's definitely correct. It'd be kind of cool if the game had seasons, wouldn't it? If the game had seasons, then... What the... What on earth is going on there? If the game had seasons, then... you'd get more kind of... icy weather, snowy weather, wet weather. Then in summer you'd get this kind of haziness. Okay, that's good. Okay, 47 out of 100 minutes, 78k. Lovely. 47 out of 100 minutes and 35k. Lovely jubbly. We now have almost 1.4 million, which is fantastic. Once we hand this in, we will have 1.4 million. Don't forget, we've got all the licenses, so now our only real expenses are the maintenance of things, of trains as we use them, upgrades like the museum things that we're doing. They're obviously bigger expenses. And then if we screw up, we're going to pay to re-rail things, we're going to pay environmental damage fees, etc. So then it's all on you, you know, as the driver, as the operator. Should be quick enough. Now we just need to get past, or is it that one, where that track comes in here. That's the loop track that sends you round. Which is set correctly. And then this one here sets you on that course. We already set it for the military base, I believe. And the reason I jumped off there is because I don't want to leave the boundary of the area just in case. Although the job's active, it shouldn't matter, but I like to stay within city boundaries when I've got an active job. It should be fine. What was this job? Military supplies. It's not classified, so I assume it's like, I don't know, first aid kits and stuff. You never know, might be MRE packs like food rations and things. Okay, I don't want to go too quick round here, it's a little bit sharp. Bring the military base is on E. And it's set for right, left, 3I, which is correct. And what we can then do is use the loading bay to reverse back into, and that lets us go out that way. Which is another massive benefit of having the military license. That looks like tanks. My guess is that's not going to the harbour. That's probably going to go to the other military base, but I could be wrong. I can't remember if it exports tanks out of here. Should be all in. We are all in. And brake. Keep seeing that stuff double overlap, and in fact we don't need to use the loading bay, I don't think, because we can actually switch out that way. Lovely. 51 out of 98 minutes and another 67k. Where is that going? Oh, it is going to the harbour. 75 grand. Well, there's a possible job back to the harbour. Unload that for 11k. Nah, you can do it yourself. I don't get out of bed for 11k. Factory, we're coming out of here, so going left out of there into D, which feeds us in there. That's fine. We'll just pull it forward over here. Right guys, we are done here for today. That's a pretty successful journey. We brought the money up to 1.466 million, We have some new gadgets to play with in the shed, which we can now play with. We've got our stuff ready so we can take it over to the loader bay, get those parts loaded on there. We've already sent a nice tank job back to the harbour, so it kind of depends what's in here as well. And I want to go over to the shop as well and start buying some more toys to play with. So, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed that one. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Until next time, guys, take care. Happy training.